McGowan, Understanding Neurodivergence through First-Person Narratives.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kim McGowan. I'm an English major going into my final year at Ursinus. For my Summer Fellows project, I was lucky to have the wonderful John Volkmer as my mentor. And this is a picture of us at lunch by Professor Shane Kowalski. And over this past 8 weeks, I wrote 3 short stories, each from the perspective of a different neurodivergent person in an attempt to accurately represent their life and facilitate learning, awareness, and empathy from neurotypicals who may not be aware of the many differences that their friends may be facing. This project was heavily inspired by the series The Stormlight Archives, written by prolific fantasy writer Brandon Sanderson. One of the main characters, Kaladin, suffers from PTSD and depression, and one of the major storylines of the story is how he deals with his feelings, sometimes healthily and sometimes not so healthily. I'll leave it at that to avoid spoiling the plot, but I highly recommend this series. In my project, I've tried to recreate this sort of story, albeit in a much condensed word count, focusing on 3 distinct neurodivergencies. Each story is about 15 to 20 pages long. The first follows a young man with schizophrenia and symptoms of paranoia. I originally titled it as Paranoid Schizophrenia, but that's an outdated term. It's no longer used since 2013. The second features an autistic group, characterized as low support needs. It's important to mention that the needs of an autistic person varies as day-to-day life goes on. The third story covers a woman with inattentive type ADHD. I'd like to acknowledge, before I read some excerpts, that I myself am not neurodivergent. I have researched extensively, I've spoken to and interviewed neurodivergent people, and I've brought each story through 4 drafts of editing and proofreading, but I find it necessary to say that it's impossible for me to perfectly represent something that I personally do not have. This project is what Dr. Volkmer has coined as imaginative empathetic projection, a heartfelt attempt at representing and validating the struggles my neurodivergent peers face on a daily basis. I'm aware of any possible shortcomings on my part. With that being said, I'd like to read some excerpts from all 3 of my stories. The first excerpt is the first page of Spiders, following Ben, a college graduate with schizophrenia. Hold up, can't see it. I throw away my toothbrush. Someone replaced the bristles with asbestos and thought I wouldn't notice. Maybe it was the landlord when he came to replace the flickering bulb. Never trusted him anyways. Anyone who should have charges a broke kid right out of college $1,500 for a 1-bed, 1-bath in a shitty apartment building has gotta have bad motives. At least he leaves me alone for the most part. It's my parents' fault anyways, but I don't want to bring them into this. I inspect the contents of my mouthwash. The lid is on tight, and the cool blue liquid is clear of debris. I open the bottle and pour out a cap's worth, willing to chance it. Sip, swirl, spit. I rub my tongue against the film on my teeth that the mouthwash didn't clean off, and breathe into my cupped hands, minty, if not fresh. The lights flicker in the badly lit bathroom. Another faulty bulb. Not poisoned, I say to the shadows. You deserve to die, whispers a voice. It's the faceless man in the mirror, standing behind me. I've been seeing him for the past few days now. I turn to look. I check the shower curtain. Nothing. But he's still in the mirror when I turn back around. You deserve to die, he says again. So do we all, I say with a sigh. I exit the bathroom and pull on some jeans and a black metallic shirt from the pile of laundry by my bed. A spider crawls out of the armhole and down my bicep. I flick it off with a surprised squeak, but don't see where it lands to squash it. You're a coward, Ben. It's just a spider. Abby. Her voice speaks on my right side, like usual. Whatever. I grab my stuff, phone, wallet, keys, and head out the door. Now, the second excerpt is a little bit longer. It's from the climax of Fireworks, my story focused on Izzy, a longtime bookstore worker and the budding relationship with her coworker Sam. Let me pull it up on my phone here. To set the scene, Sam finally convinces Izzy to come to his family's 4th of July celebration, promising that there will be no fireworks in the neighborhood. I spot Sam playing horseshoes with his book talk cousins. It looks like he and Bethany are teamed up against Paige. Before I make it across the yard, somebody a few houses away yells. I look over just in time to see a trail of glittering sparks shoot up from the neighbor's backyard. It hisses as it flies into the air, leaving behind curls of smoke. Boom! I throw my hands over my ears and squeeze my eyes shut. A moment later, someone wraps their arms around me. I can feel everyone staring at me, even with my eyes closed. It's okay. You're okay, Sam says, barely audible over the smell of gunpowder on the breeze, mixing with the savory burgers on the grill. It sickens me. God damn it, I bet it's the Allisters. Bob's voice, angry. Steve, man the grill, I'm going over there. I push Sam away and wipe my eyes. Why did this have to happen in front of everyone? I'm fine. Sam takes my hand and gives it a squeeze. Let's go inside for a bit, okay? I cower as another burst of sparks goes flying. Sam quickly covers my ears and I close my eyes. Boom! The yellow light pierces my eyelids. The explosion is still overbearing, even with Sam's hands to dampen it. He rushes me inside before another goes off. The sound of the door sliding closed seems amplified tenfold. My breath is a shuddering gale force wind. The thud of my heart is a bass drum. I wish I could tell it to stop pumping, even for a second of quiet. The fabric of my dress sticks to my sweaty skin, but I can't adjust it. It would be too much to change positions. My hair rakes my shoulders as Sam jostles the couch. I should just buzz it all off. Sam tries to pull me closer, but I croak out a no. No hug? I shake my head. Everything is too much. I hate it. I tense as another firework explodes above us, still too loud, even inside the house. I unlock my jaw, steeling myself to speak. It's so hard, so overwhelming. I grunt in frustration. Bathroom. You need to go to the bathroom? Quieter. Right, here, let's go. He offers me a hand, but I don't take it. I put my hair in a bun with an emergency hairband. More fireworks sound. I still flinch at every one. Sam flicks the light on in the bathroom and I shy away, squeezing my eyes shut against the fluorescent lights. He turns them off and I lower myself onto the cold, hard realness of the tile floor. I lie down on my back, hands over ears, feeling the tiles against my bare skin, letting it numb everything away. Sam sits next to me. He reaches out to touch my shoulder, but hesitates. His hand falls to his lap. It makes me feel guilty. I hate that it makes me feel guilty. How's this my fault? I didn't choose to be like this. Sam's inside voice feels like shouting. Everything's gonna be alright. Don't worry. Being scared of fireworks is normal. Everyone will understand. Oh God, I have to go out there, don't I? I shake my head. It's okay. Everything's okay, repeats Sam. Please. Quiet. Sorry. Sam lays his head against the wall in silence. Now, for my final story, it's titled Bird Watching. It's definitely the most bold of the three stories. Spiders and fireworks are both realistic fiction, set in the real world, where bird watching is speculative fiction, or fantasy, if you will. It's set in a D&D-esque world and is an homage to Brandon Sanderson's world building and the D&D podcaster Travis McAvoy, who is very open about his struggles with ADHD. It follows a wizard named Janet, as she and the mercenary group that employs her prepares for their next job. In the early stages of writing this story, I knew I wanted it to be more than 15 to 20 pages, so the version that I'm submitting for Summer Fellows is almost more a prologue or a chapter 1 than a full short story. I plan on continuing it in the future, but with that being said, I'll only read the first paragraph and hope I piqued your interest enough to check out my full portfolio. I wonder if that hurts. The yellow-bellied sapsucker drills away at the tree. Its red and white plumage ruffles in the breeze, and the drumming of its beak hypnotizes me. I bounce my knee to the rhythm. Reaching into my knapsack, I pull out one of my many journals. I flip past half-finished thoughts and forgotten artworks to find a fresh page. With a snap of my fingers, a stick of charcoal appears in my hand, one of my favorite spells. I try to sketch the sapsucker. I used to want to be a painter. Got myself an easel, a bunch of paint and brushes, and practiced nonstop for about a week before getting bored. I haven't painted since. Sketching is much easier. I just got into it last week and I'm already pretty good. I close one eye and stick out my thumb to get an accurate measurement. It must be nice to be a bird. All you have to do is fly around and hunt for bugs. What do bugs taste like? Probably not very good. Maybe I wouldn't like being a bird. And that's everything. Thank you.